Well, so much is riding on the midterm elections come November, and that has lawmakers trying to craft their own advantage with redistricting maps.
So both parties are now coming under fire for claims of gerrymandering. And now several states are still waiting to be able to see what their district maps will actually look like. Of course, now we have spoken a lot about North Carolina after the state Supreme Court struck down GOP drawn maps. In Ohio, their Supreme Court also ordered maps to be redrawn that they say gave a sharp Republican advantage. In Pennsylvania, courts are now looking into maps that some claim favor Democrats. Now, after an emergency application, the U.S. Supreme Court has decided to let Alabama move forward to the 2022 elections with their GOP drawn maps. Now, that a lower court says now hurts black voters. Now, what does this all mean for voting rights in our country?
And what does this mean here in North Carolina as we approach next week's deadline for the new maps to be drawn in the Tar Heel state? I want to bring in our chief legal correspondent, Seema Iyer, who's been kind of an expert here on gerrymandering here over the last few weeks. And what, as we take a look at this, Seema, how do they stack up here in the Supreme Court for the Alabama case?
Okay, so first I got to tell the viewers that before this news broke, Brian Blakely texted me with the news. That is how good he is. Okay, so
I go right to you. I got to ask you, say, well, what does this mean for us here?
No, you're just like breaking news. Okay, and it is breaking news. But to be clear, the Supreme Court came to this decision because it is an emergency ruling, and a lot of what they wrote in this very abbreviated order is that the elections are about to happen, the primaries are in May, we're going to let this move forward. However, now the lower court, and this is what I want everyone to pay attention to, this came from a lower federal court in Alabama. It was a 3-judge panel, and 2 of those judges were appointed by President Trump, and another judge, it was a Court of Appeals judge that was appointed by President Clinton. Yet those 3 judges, they ordered the state to draw a new map because they basically said that this map had only 1 black district, and they want them to go back and redraw and come back with 2 black districts. So the bottom line, folks, is that racial gerrymandering is what is against the law, both federally as well as in all of the states.
All right, so let's talk about this. And there's a lot here to kind of sift through. Since the Supreme Court gutted the Voting Rights Act in 2013, there's been much talk about the politics of all of this. If you can kind of explain that a little bit to everybody. And also, what sections of this act still applies, and then how this Alabama ruling affects us here in North Carolina.
Yeah, I think this confuses everybody, including lawyers, because when you talk about Voting Rights Act, we always talk about the politics, but let's talk actually about the law. So the Voting Rights Act is from 1965, and the 2 major sections that you're constantly hearing about is Section 2. Now that prohibits discrimination. That was the basis for the case in front of the Supreme Court. That is why it was a federal case and why it got up to the Supreme Court through Section 2. But as you can see now, people have a right to worry because the Supreme Court upheld what the lower court said was racial discrimination, and it's moving forward with those maps. Now, Section 5, I want to talk about Section 5 because this is what, in 2013, in the landmark case of Shelby versus Holder, people say it was gutted. How was it gutted? Section 5 was created as a pre-clearance, basically someone to check your work. The feds are supposed to check the work of the counties in the states, and that was gutted, so now there's no check. FYI, South Carolina was on that list, and 40 counties, approximately 40 counties in North Carolina.
In North Carolina, so that's a federal case that went to the Supreme Court in Alabama. Does it affect us here in any way here in North Carolina as far as what they ruled there?
Yeah.
Because we already ruled here for the state Supreme Court.
And that's the highest court. So no, this is what happens. You are at the top of the ladder when it comes to North Carolina. The defendants have to find a way to pose a federal question with the North Carolina redistricting case to go on another path to get to the Supreme Court. And I believe they're going to do that. You know why? Because they know they have an audience that is waiting for them at the end of the road. Right, guys? Because think about it. Now, this makes sense. This is a state case. Our case was based on partisan gerrymandering. And like I've constantly told people, partisan gerrymandering is only disallowed in 20 states. It is allowed in North Carolina. It's not a racial gerrymandering case. That's why the path was through the state system. But it's really important, again, that if you can find a federal question here, if the legislative defendants that have to redraw their maps, and TikTok, February 18th at 5 p.m. is when the deadline is, if they can't do that, and I'm sorry, one more deadline, February 23rd, they can stay this application for an appeal. That's what the North Carolina Supreme Court said. But to get to the United States Supreme Court, you need a federal question. So they're going to have to find a way to say that something went wrong in the North Carolina Supreme Court that causes a federal question, or there's some type of new legal issue under the federal purview to get them to the United States Supreme Court.
So, okay, this is a lot to process with this, and we did a Facebook
Brian's
Live.
like, I could have told you all that. Why do we have her on?
This. I had to be able to process all this. So just to let you know, if there's any part of this conversation that you missed, Seema and I actually did a Facebook Live on our Queen City News Facebook page, and we kind of did a deep dive to give you more information on this, because this is something that people need to know about. You know,
this affects us all. This affects all of us. If you vote, if you're human, if you're in America, it affects you.